Welcome to ASTRALX Eliminating Your Cosmic Path. I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist, and I am so excited to be diving into the stars with you today.
And I'm Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide, and together we'll be exploring the profound ways the cosmos influences your life.
Today we're focusing on a fascinating and powerful combination. Have you ever felt like you were just drawn to someone? Like there's this quiet power about them, but also something mysterious, something more to uncover.
It's an intriguing energy, isn't it?
It really is. And today we're going to explore that energy in detail. We're diving into the world of the Scorpio rising, Capricorn sun individual.
A fascinating combination, indeed.
You've given us this astrological guide that really focuses on this specific birth chart for men. And I'm so excited to unpack it all, especially because we're heading into 2025, which from what I've read could be a pretty intense year.
Oh, absolutely. And what makes this deep dive even more interesting is we're not just looking at general Scorpio or Capricorn traits.
Right.
We're looking at how those energies intertwine and create this very particular personality. And of course, we'll see how it influences everything from career paths to relationships.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's start with the basics. What does it actually mean to have Scorpio rising and Capricorn sun?
All right, well, imagine this. Your birth chart is like a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born.
A cosmic blueprint.
Exactly. And your sun sign, which in this case is Capricorn, represents your core identity, your driving force. It's the you that you show to the world.
So that's where we get that grounded, ambitious Capricorn energy, right?
Exactly. But then we add another layer, and that's the rising sign, sometimes called the ascendant.
Okay.
And this is the sign that was literally rising on the eastern horizon at the moment you were born. It kind of acts like a filter, coloring how you present yourself to the world. It's that first impression.
So in the way, it's like they have this serious-driven Capricorn sun, but they're wearing this mask of Scorpio intensity.
That's a fantastic way to put it. Scorpio rising definitely adds that layer of mystery and magnetism.
I can see that.
They tend to draw people in with like their piercing gaze and this aura of quiet power, even if their Capricorn sun makes them initially seem reserved.
Yeah, the guide uses the phrase detective's mind to describe them. It says they're always searching for deeper meaning, like they just have to get to the bottom of things.
And you can see how that Scorpio influence really comes into play there.
Totally.
They're not content with surface-level understandings. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation and the underworld.
Oh, wow. Intense.
It is, and Pluto compels them to really delve into those hidden depths of everything. It could be a complex problem at work or, even the nuances of someone's emotions.
So they're not just lone wolves then, right? The guide really emphasizes how important loyalty and shared goals are in their friendships.
Oh, absolutely. And that's crucial to understanding them. Their circle might be small, but the bonds are very, very deep, and those bonds are fiercely protected.
Like a pack all working together.
Exactly, united in their purpose. And, this intensity also extends to romantic relationships as well.
Yeah, the guide actually uses the phrase all or nothing when describing their approach to love. I mean, that sounds pretty intense.
It can be, but they don't do anything halfway, that's for sure. Whether it's love or friendship, they're all in.
Wow.
But they expect that same level of dedication in return.
Yeah, I could see how that could be incredibly rewarding for the right person.
Oh, definitely.
Someone who craves that kind of depth.
Yes.
But maybe overwhelming for others.
Right, exactly.
And we haven't even talked about how their Capricorn sun influences all of this. What does that add to the mix?
Well, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure.
Right.
So it brings this grounding force to all that Scorpio intensity. These men are ambitious. They're driven to build a stable and successful life.
They're the ones putting in the work.
Yes, but they do it with this quiet determination. Not with big, flashy displays.
I love how the guide quotes William Ernest Henley. It says, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." It feels so fitting.
It really does. It perfectly captures their self-reliance, that drive to shape their own destiny.
And yet, here's where things get interesting. The guide says 2025 could be a year of big shifts for these men, especially in their work, home, and relationships.
It does, doesn't it?
It's almost like their carefully constructed world gets shaken up a bit.
Yes.
And wouldn't that clash with their need for stability?
Well, it's definitely a potent combination, but before we get into how that might play out, I think we need to understand the cosmic forces at play here. The guide mentions Saturn's influence a lot as being a key factor in these changes.
Right, Saturn, their ruling planet. So this isn't just about their personality traits. We're talking about like these big planetary movements that affect everyone, but especially Capricorn, right?
Exactly. It's like imagine the planets moving through the different houses of your birth chart.
Okay,
And each of these houses represents a different area of life. As the planets move, their energy interacts with your own energy.
interesting.
And it creates opportunities for growth, but also sometimes challenges.
So for these men, Saturn's movements are kind of highlighting specific areas where they might experience these shifts.
Exactly. And it seems like 2025 is going to be a year of major restructuring for them. It's going to push them to reassess their foundations in a few key areas.
Wow. So we have this interplay of Scorpio intensity, Capricorn pragmatism, and Saturn's transformative energy. That sounds like a recipe for some serious introspection and growth.
It really does.
Maybe even a complete overhaul of their lives.
It's very possible. And as we delve deeper into the specifics of 2025, you'll see how this combination creates such a unique path for them, one that could lead them to really incredible things if they can navigate these challenges wisely.
This is so fascinating already. I am hooked. But before we jump into the cosmic currents of 2025, let's zoom in on how this Scorpio-Capricorn blend plays out in their daily life, especially when it comes to love and relationships.
Let's do it.
We've spent some time really understanding how their core personality traits work, and we've looked at the astrological forces shaping their path, especially as we head into 2025.
Right, we've set the stage.
Exactly. So now I think it's time to dive into one of the most fascinating aspects of anyone's life: love and relationships.
Oh, always a juicy topic.
Definitely. And the guide really does paint this vivid picture of their romantic landscape. It highlights their strengths, but also some potential challenges they might face.
Yes, and it all begins with their deep-seated need for authenticity. They crave true emotional connection.
I mean, that makes sense when you think about it. They have Scorpio, a water sign known for intensity and depth, influencing how they present themselves to the world.
It's true.
So it's like, even though their Capricorn sun might make them appear reserved at first, they're actually yearning for that soulmate-level connection.
Absolutely. They want a partner who can match their intensity.
Someone who's not afraid to dive deep.
Right. Explore those emotions and desires, the whole package.
That sounds incredibly passionate, but I can also see how it might be overwhelming for someone who's not used to that level of intensity.
Oh, it definitely can be. And that's why, understanding their compatibility with other signs is so important. And thankfully, the guide actually lays out some really insightful pairings, starting with those that offer a natural affinity.
Okay, so spill the tea. Which signs are most likely to weather the Scorpio-Capricorn storm and create a love story for the ages?
Well, according to the guide, we're looking at Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn, and Pisces.
Interesting mix.
It is. And these signs offer a unique blend of emotional understanding.
Yeah,
They offer stability and perhaps most importantly, shared values. And that really resonates with the Scorpio rising Capricorn sun man.
I can see how those qualities would build a really strong foundation for a lasting relationship. You've got Cancer's nurturing energy, Virgo's grounded practicality, Capricorn's ambition, and then Pisces with their intuition.
Right. It's like a perfect recipe for harmony.
It really is, and these signs can provide that emotional support, that sense of security, and even intellectual stimulation that these men really crave.
Yes, and they understand the need for both passion and structure in a relationship.
So it creates that balance.
Yes, a very fulfilling partnership. Now, the guide also points out that there's good compatibility with Taurus and Scorpio as well.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So what makes those pairings tick?
Well, both Taurus and Scorpio are fixed signs, meaning they share a similar intensity and sensuality.
Ah, got it.
They understand those deep desires and the power of commitment. It creates a very magnetic, often transformative bond.
It's like a double dose of intensity,
It is, but with amazing potential for profound connection and growth.
I bet. But I imagine communication is key in those relationships, right?
Oh, absolutely, because their shared intensity can definitely lead to power struggles or misunderstandings if they're not careful.
Definitely something to be mindful of. Now, what about those signs that might require a little more effort?
Okay, yeah, the guide mentions Aries, Gemini, Libra, and Sagittarius as needing a bit more compromise and understanding.
So these relationships can work, but both people really need to put in the effort to bridge the gap.
Exactly. They have to be willing to meet in the middle and understand where the other person is coming from.
So what are some of those key differences that might cause friction?
Well, you've got Aries and Sagittarius, both fire signs.
Right.
They're known for being impulsive and adventurous.
Makes sense.
And that can clash with the Scorpio rising, Capricorn sun man's more cautious and grounded nature.
Yeah, I imagine their need for stability might feel a bit challenged by those free spirits.
Exactly. So, the initial attraction might be strong, but maintaining harmony takes work, compromise, and a genuine understanding of each other's needs.
Now, what about Gemini and Libra? Where do the challenges pop up there?
Well, Gemini, an air sign ruled by Mercury, loves communication and intellectual stimulation. They might find the Scorpio rising Capricorn sun man a little too serious, maybe even too intense at times.
Yeah, they might want to keep things a bit lighter.
Right. And Libra, ruled by Venus, values harmony and balance. They might struggle with the Scorpio rising Capricorn sun man's intensity and that tendency to, dive into those shadows.
So it's about finding that balance between lightheartedness and depth.
It is. And being willing to embrace both the light and the dark. Open communication is key, as always.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about those signs that might pose the biggest challenges. Leo and Aquarius.
Okay.
The guide suggests that these pairings could be super stimulating at first,
Oh, yeah, definitely sparks.
but they require a lot of work to sustain in the long run. What's going on there?
Well, Leo, ruled by the sun, craves attention and admiration, and this can clash with the Scorpio rising, Capricorn sun man's more reserved nature and his focus on achievement.
Like a battle for the spotlight.
In a way, yes. And then you have Aquarius, an air sign ruled by Uranus.
Okay.
They value independence and unconventionality, and that can clash with the Scorpio rising Capricorn man's needs for stability and tradition.
So very different approaches to life.
Yes, and different priorities. Now, these relationships can absolutely be a catalyst for growth,
I can see that.
but they often require a lot of compromise and a really deep understanding of each other's core values.
This has been so insightful. We've really explored the spectrum of love compatibility for the Scorpio rising Capricorn sun man. But before we move on to their career paths, the guide brings up this fascinating connection between Capricorn and the winter solstice.
Yes, it does.
And it seems like a pretty powerful metaphor for their journey.
It is. Think about it. The winter solstice marks the darkest point of the year.
Right, the shortest day.
Exactly. But it's also when the sun begins its journey back towards the light.
Ah, I see where you're going with this. It mirrors the Capricorn man's path.
Precisely. They often face challenges and obstacles in life.
Of course, who doesn't?
Right. But they persevere, they climb their way towards their goals, just like the sun returning to illuminate the world.
It speaks to their resilience.
Yes. Their ability to overcome adversity and come back stronger. They understand that darkness isn't the end. It's a necessary part of the cycle, a time for introspection and growth before the light returns.
Now, that's a powerful image for them to carry as they navigate 2025, which, as we've discussed, could be a little bumpy.
It really is. And speaking of navigating challenges, let's see how these traits play out in their career paths as we move into this pivotal year.
Okay, I'm ready to explore that. So we've explored the depths of the Scorpio rising Capricorn sun man's personality. We've unpacked the complexities of their love life. And now it's time to uncover how these unique traits translate into their career paths, especially in 2025.
This is where their ambition, strategic thinking, and resilience truly shine.
The guide suggests they're often drawn to roles involving leadership and strategy.
Absolutely. Their ability to analyze situations, to make decisions, and to inspire others makes them naturals in leadership positions.
I can totally see them as CEOs, entrepreneurs, maybe even military commanders.
Exactly. They thrive in environments where they can really take charge, build structures, and guide others towards a shared goal.
But, their investigative nature also makes them great researchers, detectives, anyone seeking hidden truths, right?
Absolutely. Remember, Scorpio is all about going deep, uncovering what's hidden. So naturally, they're skilled at research, analysis, and problem solving.
So we've got leaders, strategists, and investigators. Any other fields that might appeal to them?
Well, their deep understanding of human emotions can also lead them to careers in therapy, counseling, or the healing arts.
That makes total sense. Scorpio is a water sign, known for its emotional depth and intuition. Pair that with Capricorn's practicality and that drive to help others, and you've got a powerful combination for a healer or a therapist.
Exactly. They have that ability to connect with people on a deep level, to understand their pain and offer guidance and support.
So we've covered their strengths and potential career paths. But with 2025 promising some pretty big shifts, what advice does the guide offer to help them navigate these changes?
It really emphasizes 3 key points: stay grounded, embrace change, and trust your intuition.
Okay, let's unpack those. What does it mean for them to stay grounded amidst all this potential upheaval?
It's all about staying connected to their Capricorn sun. It's their anchor of stability and practicality. They need to set realistic expectations, prioritize their responsibilities, and just make grounded decisions, even when things feel a little emotionally charged.
So it's about finding balance between that intense Scorpio energy and their more practical Capricorn side.
Exactly. It's about harnessing that intensity, not letting it run the show.
Got it. Now, what about embracing change? That seems a little counterintuitive for a Capricorn who usually prefers stability.
It might seem that way, but remember they also have Scorpio rising, which is all about transformation.
Right, they've got that in them.
They do. So they need to learn to kind of ride those waves of change, to be adaptable, open to new possibilities.
Be flexible.
Exactly, because 2025 will throw some curveballs, and resisting change will only create more stress. But embracing it, that's where the growth happens.
Makes sense. Okay, and lastly, trust their intuition. How can they tap into that inner wisdom, especially when things feel so uncertain?
This is where their Scorpio side really shines. They have this powerful gut instinct and learning to trust that will guide them through any uncertainty.
So it's about listening to that inner voice, that feeling, rather than always relying on logic.
Exactly. They need to honor both their head and their heart. You know, that intuition and intellect, especially to navigate 2025.
And of course, we can't forget that Tuesday is considered a lucky day for Scorpio risings, a day to take action, make their mark on the world.
It's a reminder that they have the power to shape their destiny, to embrace their journey and emerge victoriously.
This has been such an insightful exploration of the Scorpio rising Capricorn Sun Man, a cosmic tapestry woven with intensity, ambition, and a profound capacity for transformation.
We've uncovered their strengths, their challenges, their career paths, and even glimpsed their cosmic journey in 2025.
And we've learned that within them lies a powerful force, a unique blend of depth and pragmatism that can truly move mountains.
But remember, this is just a starting point. Each individual chart is unique, a cosmic fingerprint that reveals a soul's purpose and potential.
So if this has resonated with you, maybe it's time to explore your own astrological blueprint a little deeper.
Discover those hidden depths and strengths within your own cosmic makeup.
For personalized insights and guidance tailored to your unique birth chart, check out our pre-recorded email readings. You'll receive a detailed analysis delivered straight to your inbox. It's a great way to navigate your personal journey with more clarity and purpose.
The link to purchase those readings is in the description.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through the stars.
May the cosmic wisdom guide you on your path.